Now we build our application, so we have to click Build Apps and Add App. So we call this order spare parts, means you have already ordered a machine or something like this, and something is broken now. You log in and order parts. So we don't do a description here. Order spare part process. You can add a description, and it's triggered as well by an eForm. So you can add some swim lanes. Our primary data source is empty, so it's a process built by us. There's no main entity from external, so we go on and select next. So what will pop up is our process, and we drag and drop a start activity. So we name it kickoff. Choose a blank form layout. And kickoff order spare part. So it's just the title. So we have a 3-column default layout. Just switch to a 2-column layout, and now we build our form. So at first we just want to show the user. And we have a default value. It is called grabbed from system data. It is the username, and we configure it to be read-only. So it's the username. The next one will be the customer ID. So we enter it, but as well we could look up it. For example, perhaps we do it in an additional web session. So customer ID, I give it a default value. So next thing is that we want to bind a web service method to our drop-down list. So I will call it the article number, and now we can configure it to look up to our web service. So we have an inline list, a predefined list. You can specify this in the global section as well. So, and we have a lookup. So if we would specify a lookup in another form, and we did this already, you can select here. There is no lookup, so we can specify a lookup and go on. We have the access token defined and spare parts. We specify it is a name value lookup, and get order products is our method that we want to call. We map the web service input. So on the left side it is our form data, our process data, and on the right side it is the web service input. And what we get back is on the request response tab. So the left side is what is coming back from the web service, and due to it is multiple result set what is coming back, we map the root node as well. So you see this hint here below. So that is exactly what I'm talking about. So we have the article number, and we just delete it. So we map the article number to the value and the description to the name. So we go back and finish the stuff. So you see the spare parts, lookup source, and once defined here, you can use it in other forms in this process as well. So we specify it as well as mandatory. We've forgotten here. We specify this as mandatory. And the last thing is that we enter the quantity. That we will order. This is mandatory as well. And the last thing is that our process will calculate the discount with calling another web service method. So we want to see, we will just display it in a text box. It is called discount. This one is a read-only. So we save the stuff and just test it. So this is exactly the web service data. Just have a look at it, and it was really easy to integrate the stuff. And as we mapped it, we see the description, and if we select one option, the value gets stored. So we put in the quantity, and later on we go on. This value is not resolved. It is only resolved when the forms are really running. This is just a preview here, but it's a good way to test the stuff before we save it and go back. So that's our kickoff form. So we call this submit. Okay. So the next thing is we want to call web service methods to do some stuff. So I just drag and drop the generic web service methods. First we want to calculate the discount. So we have one access token, we can select it, calculate discount, and what is going to our web service, and it looks pretty the same. So then bind it to a form. You have the quantity, you have the article number, and that's it. That's our web service input. And what's the web service response? It is the discount, and we will map it to the discount field. Go back and finish. So not a big deal to do so. Next thing is we want to calculate the priority of the process. So perhaps based on this result you branch in your process. So same game, you have the global access token, and we get calculate the priority. The method is called get priority. So we input the username and get back the discount. OK. And finish. So looks good, and I just add a delay at the end so that the process still runs. So delay. I just add a delay of 1 day. Just save the process model and go back. So now you see the process model. There's the one task form, and if you have activated that the shared resources are shown, you will see your lookup, for example. So I just show it to you. The lookup is called spare parts, and you can use it multiple times here. So it's a very easy procedure to do so. So just go there on the application node, check in the stuff, and publish.